So, as promised, here's my arsenal, my little mini arsenal of handguns. And of course, the purpose of the video was to show you guys the mistakes that I've made. Again, they're not necessarily mistakes per se, but they are lessons that you guys can take with a grain of salt and make a determination on whether you want to purchase any one of these firearms, and then utilize what I've given you in terms of my advice to help you make those purchases, or not purchase any of the ones that I have in my arsenal. We went over the Glock 43X and how I wish that I would have went all out instead of being penny wise and dollar foolish. Then we went over the CR920P by Shadow Systems and how I think that I overpaid. Matter of fact, I didn't think. I know that I overpaid for this gun. I should have gotten something else. We went over the CZ75P01 and the lesson that I learned when it comes to CZs. I should have just went and got the CZ Shadow 2 Compact. Splurged a little bit more on myself because I still want that gun. We briefly went over this the P320 by SIG and the issues that the gun had with the fire control unit. And we went over some of the issues with the Springfield XDM Elite 45 ACP and how I just wish that I probably would have gotten the XDM Mod 2, because this way I'd be able to carry a 45 comfortably. But of course, the Mod 2 isn't as good as the Springfield XDM Elite. So there you have that. Now, in terms of accuracy and these pistols that are in front of you right now, accuracy, the title of most accurate pistol in my arsenal goes to, yeah, there we have it. And voila. The Shadow Systems CR920P with the compensator. Yes, you heard that right. CR920P is the most accurate pistol in my arsenal. Again, it could be just me, but it's the pistol that I shoot with the best out of these 5 pistols. Why is that? Well, for one, the compensator makes it the softest shooting pistol in my arsenal. It returns right back onto sight. The muzzle flip is the least out of the 5. It's got the green optic. I'm like I mentioned before, I'm not that good of a shooter with green and red dots. I like my iron sights. I've learned how to shoot with my iron sights now. I don't think I need an optic, but it makes for a fancy looking gun. Now, everything about this gun makes it a perfect pistol for me to everyday carry. The grip is just the right size so that I can conceal it perfectly. It has the extension on it now, but I usually carry it with the flush pinky extension. The grip texture is amazing. They give you a little thumb pad as well. The gun looks incredible. Yes, I overpaid for it. I know. I wish I would have gotten something else. But I must say, out of all the pistols, it is the flattest shooting, softest shooting pistol that I have. And I carry it every day because of it. You point the gun at the target, and that bomb goes wherever the gun is pointed to. I have to say that it has to do with the compensator, because it does make a difference. But yeah, in terms of accuracy, this is by far the most accurate pistol in my arsenal. Shadow Systems CR920P. Now, that goes without saying that while it is the most accurate pistol in my arsenal, there are others that are accurate as well. Now, which is the second most accurate pistol in my arsenal? Is it the Glock and its notorious and how it's notorious for being reliable, accurate, and et cetera, et cetera? Or is it one of the big boys? Well, that's up for debate. In my opinion, the second most accurate pistol in my arsenal is the CZ75P01. Now, as far as accuracy, I must say it is an alloy frame, so the weight of the gun probably contributes to less recoil. I understand that. But if I had to guess, I would call it out for it being a 9mm, smaller, even though it does, I guess the smaller the pistol, the snappier it is. But for some reason, this pistol right here is one of the most accurate in my arsenal. That's not taking anything away from the big boys, because these guys are accurate too. But for some reason, I don't know what it is. For some reason, I shoot better with this gun. Mind you, in order, in terms of accuracy, it would be either, this was definitely number one. And then between these three, I would say this gun edges out the CZ slightly, only because look at the size of this thing, but the round, the 10mm round, that joint is crazy. You feel it and you get that recoil. You definitely do. This one, not as much, but I happen to think the C75 overall is the second most accurate in terms of the way that I shoot with these guns. Now, the least accurate pistol in my arsenal is least accurate award goes to the Glock 43X. Yes, I said it, guys. Yes, I'm sticking to it. The Glock 43X is the most inaccurate pistol in my arsenal. Again, this is just the way that I shoot with these firearms. My opinion, the way they perform with me, the way I use them and shoot them, the Glock 43X happens to be the least accurate pistol in my arsenal. Now, it could be attributed to the size, right? Polymer frame, snappy, small. But I think if I had to guess, it has to do with this heavy ass, mushy Glock trigger. This trigger right here, by far, man, is just, I just don't like the way it feels. I really don't. I don't like the consistency of the trigger. I don't like the way the mush is. It hurts my finger. The dingus bites into my finger. I don't want to modify it anymore because I think that I've modified this gun so much that I don't really want to mess with it anymore. But with this gun, I can only shoot accurately if I focus. Now, mind you, it's got the serrated rear sights. It's got the fiber optic front sight. I got a ghost connector, magwell. I have a few things on it, but this gun is low and to the left every time I shoot. And with this gun, the only way I shoot properly or accurately is if I get into that beaver tail, nice and tight up here, and I get a nice pistol grip, and I use my thumb, my left thumb, to slightly nudge it to the right. So it's like that much. Once I do that and I hold it there, and then I focus here with this pressure on this little where the thumb pad is supposed to be, and then I pull the trigger and I focus on what part of the meaty part of my finger I want the dingus to be, because if it's slightly towards the left, then the gun is going to go left more so. If I can get this part in the middle of my finger and concentrate on the pullback of the trigger so that it's pulled directly backwards instead of like to the side, maybe it prevents the gun from going left and low. So when I do those things, I'm able to hit targets where I need them. If not, there's Charlies and Deltas everywhere. So So remember, when I shoot with this gun, I have to nudge it to the left, to the right. So it's you put your thumb here and then nudge to the right and then focus on, as long as that pressure is there with my left thumb, I sight picture and focus on the sight and then bam. Then I'm able to hit targets. But if not, it's low and to the left every time. So that's the least accurate, which is kind of a surprise because I know guys could shoot with Glocks and, but the trigger, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't sit well with me and I don't do well with it. So yeah, it's the least accurate for me. So we got accurate, second accurate. It's kind of like a tie right here. This one kind of like a three-way tie, but again, it's a 45 round, so it's going to be a little softer. I don't know. The title, I kind of want to give it to CZ on it, but it could go to either one of these. So now that's that. So reliability. Let's talk reliability. Now, reliability. Which is the pistol in my arsenal that is the most reliable? Well, it is obviously not the Glock. I know you guys thought it was the Glock, right? No, it's definitely not the Glock, and I'll explain why. In terms of reliability, there are two firearms here that have not malfunctioned in over 4 or 5 months. And I go to the range every week, sometimes twice a week. There are two pistols. The number one gun with the award of most reliable goes to the CZ75P01. Yes, sir. Not a single malfunction. Does not matter what ammo I put it through or what ammo it eats up. Doesn't matter the grain. Doesn't matter the brand. It just does not matter. This gun fires everything. Everything. Not a single malfunction yet, thank God. Not only is it a fucking head turner, but it is reliable. And I guess it's true to the CZ name. Now, runner up without a single malfunction. Runner up without a single malfunction. That award goes to the Springfield XDM Elite 45 ACP. In about 4 or 5 months, not a single malfunction, no matter what brand of ammunition I use. The ammunition, I think it's 180 or 230, I'm not sure. But it is, doesn't matter the name brand. I've used quality ammo, so I've used high quality ammo, low quality ammo, and this gun still, since I purchased it 5 months ago, not a single malfunction. So reliability has to go to, the title goes to CZ75P01, and the runner-up goes to the XDM Elite 45 ACP. Really an incredible pair of guns. Now, which of these pistols is the least reliable or gets the award for the least reliable pistol in my arsenal? We obviously spoke about Glock. We obviously spoke about the rest of these pistols in terms of accuracy. But the pistol with the most malfunctions in my arsenal that award goes to the Shadow System CR920P. Yep, you heard it. The break-in process was brutal for me because I didn't know what the hell to expect from this fucking expensive gun. Jesus, it's so expensive. $1,300, man. I can't believe I spent that much money on this gun. I mean, looking back, I mean, it's a beauty of a gun, but Jesus, I could have gotten so many other things. I could have gotten a P365 Legion or whatever, it's 220 Legion or 320 Legion, whatever that is. I could have gotten so many other things, a Walter, a PPK, a Walter, PDP, HK-VP9. I mean, I could have gotten so many other pistols. But that brutal break-in process was just too much for me. I mean, it was draining. I finally got the pistol to fire the way it's supposed to. I tinkered around with a few things. I put a lighter recoil spring. I started using 124 grain ammunition, top of the line. It fires flawlessly now. So flawlessly that it even fires 115 grain flawlessly now. Whereas in the beginning, when it was first brand new, it would stovepipe every 115 round that I try to put through it. Yeah, so it gets the award for least reliable only because I've had the most malfunctions with it since I purchased it back in, what was it, March or April? Yeah, but after, of course, I tinkered with it, I experimented with it, a few visits to the range, saw what it felt comfortable with and what it did well with. Now I used quality ammo, Fiocchi, and in the range I've been using MagTech 124 grain, and it's been firing flawlessly without a single malfunction for the past couple of months. And I put a lot of rounds through it just to make sure that as my everyday carry, I can rely on it. Yeah, and I do carry it every day, and it's eating all sorts of ammunition now. So I think it's fully broken in. I haven't had a malfunction in a while. So I'm talking about it's November, and since probably the spring, maybe late spring, I haven't had a malfunction. So yeah, so this is by far the least in terms of reliability. This pistol is the one with the most malfunctions. Now, the runner-up to that least reliable pistol award goes to the Glock 43X. You heard that right, guys. The Glock 43X. Now, let me explain. I have to mention, in Glock's defense, with the stock slide and barrel and no modification, it was more reliable than anything on this table. The minute I started tinkering with the slide and making it look all fancy schmancy, I put a ghost connector on it. I put the complete slide from Superior Precision with the brass with the gold barrel. The minute I did that, the gun has had, since I did that 2 months ago, whatever that time was, the gun has had maybe 10 malfunctions. So it won't feed the way it used to feed before. It looks nice. And I contacted Superior Precisions, and they're telling me there's a break-in process and the gun has to be well oiled, etc., etc. We've heard it all. I must say, I've put more rounds through it the past 2 months to see if it gets better, and it has. But it does refuse to feed every once in a while. Like maybe every other range visit, I'll have 2 or 3 malfunctions. And they are decreasing. At first, I was getting them more frequent, like every other mag. But as of now, they are decreasing. So it could be that Safiri was being honest about their break-in process. Time will tell. Time will tell. But for now, it is the one with the least, with the most malfunctions due to the modifications I did to it. It's fair. We have to be fair to Glock. I recommend not to touch your carry pistols at all. Leave them stock, especially if you get a Glock. There is no need. It's there for self-defense purposes. You're not supposed to have it looking pretty. It's not there for anybody to compliment. Yes, the reason why I did want it to look pretty was because I didn't like Glock. As soon as I got this pistol, 2 weeks later, I was unhappy with it because it was just a boring looking Glock. It was just like a block of a firearm. And I wanted it to be something nice. I want to be able to put an optic on it. I want to be, put a barrel on it, make it nice, make it look nice. Don't ever do any of that. My advice to you guys. Remember, I make the mistakes, so you don't have to. Keep your carry pistols stock. Do yourself that favor. Now, we spoke about accuracy. We spoke about reliability. Which is the pistol? that takes the award for ergonomics, which is the pistol. I think it goes without saying. You guys already know this, so let's not cut to the chase. It's the CZ75P01. One hell of a firearm. Fits amazing in your hand. This is what a pistol should look like. None of this other stuff, none of this 1911 stuff and all that. If you're going to carry a pistol, it needs to look like this. This right here is a goddamn man's pistol in every freaking in every aspect. The weight of the gun, because of the alloy make of it, it's really what a pistol should be. And the ergonomics, especially for someone with medium to small size hands, you know, it's really, the gun just fits. It just fits all the way around, you know, when you grip it. Everything about it, the decocker, the hammer itself, is just, you know, the slide release is all there for you. Nothing else compares to what a CZ pistol feels like. I don't know if you guys disagree, but I've handled a few firearms in the past year, and nothing compares to this, man. You really have to grab this gun to see what it's about. So in terms of ergonomics, CZ75P01 takes the prize on that one. Now, the runner-ups, because there are runner-ups, in order, in my opinion: Shadow System, CR920P. Ergonomically, it is just amazing. Why? It's not as heavy. It's not as bulky. The grip makes up for whatever it lacks. And, you know, in terms of everyday carry, you can barely feel this gun on you. It's so thin and small and lightweight that it kind of almost edges out the CZ75P01. I got to give worthy mention to Glock. The single stack magazine and the way this gun feels, it's okay. It's up there, but it doesn't compete with these two pistols. I would give third place to the SIG P320. There is something about this beast of a gun and the way it just fits in your hand. The beaver tail is so extended. The grip texture is all the way. It only edges out the Springfield because the Springfield's, I believe, is a double stack, and it makes this grip a little thick, and it makes the gun chunky. And it's also, for some reason, I favor this grip over these grips here. For some reason, I don't know why. My Shadow System has it. I favored it on this. This right here is very aggressive. And this, it kind of, you feel a little plasticky here. So it kind of like your hand, your palms, once sweaty, they kind of like start slipping, and you feel that. So I would give this last, but still an incredible firearm. This happens to be a gun that I didn't expect. I did not expect to be the way it is. Again, I favor these type of grips over plasticky grips. That's the reason why I didn't get the FN 545, because the grip on that gun is just, whew, I could not get used to that. I mean, I would have to like literally purchase Talon grips right before I purchased the pistol in order to slap it right on. So yeah, so in terms of ergonomics, that's the order. I happen to think that this pistol right here is just next level, doesn't compare. And hence why I would like to purchase the CZ Shadow 2 Compact, because I'm feeling, if I feel this way about this gun, I can imagine what the Shadow Compact 2 feels like. In terms of the most surprising pistol, I have to add that category in, because I was really blown away by the fact that I didn't expect this gun to be what it is. The most surprising pistol in my arsenal of handguns, that award goes to the Springfield. Almost carryable the way it is as a compact pistol. Everything about this gun, amazing. I got this gun for $650, 45 ACP, 3 magazines, optic, suppressor height sights, I got the mag well with it. Amazing. Just amazing. Amazing. I mean, everything about this gun. Look at the reset. Look at that. It's amazing. I mean, it really blew me away. I was not expecting this from this gun. Thank God that I was gonna sell it because I kind of wanted something smaller, which like the XTM Mod 2, because it's 6+1 or 7+1, and it's 45 and it's carryable. But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it, man. I really like that gun. I like the way it shoots. The optic is so good on that. I mean, these guys get such a bad rap for their optics, but Jesus, that optic is decent, in my opinion, way beyond decent. So yeah, there you have it. You have most accurate, most reliable, and ergonomically best pistols. Let's talk capacity really quick. We didn't touch that yet. So capacity, right? The CR920P. It is a 10 round double stack. Their magazines are really incredible. I mean, you could tell that they're way better quality than anything else on this table, with the exception of the Springfield. These come with a flush fit pinky extension magazine, 10 rounds, and it comes with 13+1 with the extension. So you get 14 rounds. This right here, it's a Glock magazine. I did try a Shield magazine, a 15 rounder. It is definitely not Glock quality. You do feel those edges, and it is rather sharp. So by the end of the range session, you will be feeling your fingers a little raw by the time you're done. So I don't know, why people rave about them so much. I heard that the PSA Dagger magazines are much better. I don't have those, so I can't really compare. The CZ, yeah, one flaw. Their magazines are kind of like, they remind me of the Shield magazines, where this is kind of like just the edges are not rounded off or beveled. So you do feel them every time you load up a round. You feel that sharp edge. Now, the Metgar magazines, which are like the Ferraris of magazines. I mean, those magazines, you really notice the difference. They are the way CZ should have included those type of magazines when you purchase them, because they are just night and day difference than these. These are not bad, but Metgar makes a 17 rounder for the CZ7501, and that magazine by far kicks every single magazine's ass on this table. SIG P320, no issues with it. Better quality than everything else, with the exception of the Metgar mags, but it's better quality than these two mags. Actually, no, it's in the same level as the CR920P. Glock is falling behind when it comes to magazine quality. The Springfield, also quality magazine, all metal. No issues with them yet. I happen to like them. But with this, you get, with the extension, you get 13+1. With the flush fit, you get 10+1. This one with the SIG, you get 15 rounds plus one in a capacity limited state. So I have the 10 rounder in here. So yeah, so in terms of accuracy, reliability, and ergonomics, I gave you my opinions. You can take it with a grain of salt, but if you're gonna make a purchase, keep in mind the things that I mentioned. This is obviously a review that's not like your ordinary review. I wanted to touch on things that, haven't really been touched on in some places, in some reviews. And I also wanted to compare all the firearms that I have in my arsenal one to one another, and why I choose them the way they are. Now, in terms of my personal favorite firearm out of the 5, I would have to go with, damn it, I can't decide, but it's definitely a tie between the P01 and the Shadow Systems CR920P. This is because it's my everyday carry. This is because it's the pistol that I always wanted, and it just feels great in my hand. I don't know, I can't make a choice, so it's a tie. It's a tie between these two. Now, another thing, which is the gun that I carry or that I've carried the most in my arsenal? Is it the Shadow Systems? Because I shoot well with it. I can shoot better with it than any other pistol in my arsenal. Or is it one of these big boys? But that award goes to the Glock 43X. Yes, I know. Sounds a bit contradictory, but before I put this slide on it, it was good old reliable. And, you know, it fits right in the holster. These two share holsters. I can use the same holster for both of these. And when I stopped carrying it was when I started using this slide and barrel combo. Actually, this is the Glock 43X originals the barrel. But I started using the gold barrel, which is Safiri Precision, and that's when I started having the reliability issues. So this, by far, has seen the most carry in my gun hobby experience. I've carried this the most. I will carry it again once I put it back to stock, because I just feel that if I'm going to carry a pistol in my on my person, it has to be a pistol that I can be willing to lose in case something does happen in the event of a defensive situation, God forbid, or in the event of, car gets broken into or whatever have you. So it will go back to stock and I will carry it again. Out of my carry pistols, which one have I carried the least, and which one? Well, let's do this. I'm going to rank them in terms of carrying. So this is obviously number one, even though I am carrying this consistently now, but it's only because of this whole fiasco that I've had with this barrel and slide combo. I carry this because it's fully broken in and it's not malfunctioning at all now. So I think that it's finally fully broken in. But this is the number 2 pistol that I prefer to carry. And even though the CZ75P01 is one of my favorite pistols, if not the favorite, I choose not to carry it for now because the weight is just a little bit too much and it is bulky and chunky. So as opposed to these two, you can significantly feel the difference on this firearm. And then, you couple that with the light, or you put on an optic, and there goes your concealability. So now it's going from a subcompact to a compact, or medium size, whatever you want to call it. In terms of my big guns, my premise guns, my home defense guns, my favorite gun out of those two has to go to the Springfield. Not taking away anything from the 10 mil, because for some reason I happen to love this gun on it's just in its own category. It's like that older big brother that you still love, and he holds that special place in your heart, or that your firstborn son. So it's not taking away. I have to make a choice. I happen to think this pistol here, because of its size and the optic and the suppressor height sights, it just looks sexier to me. It's a 45, so they're different. If I had another 10 millimeter, I would probably go and compare the two or choose between those two. But if I had to pick, the Springfield edges the SIG slightly. Not enough to make a big deal out of it. But in terms of this, categorizing this in this video, I'm gonna give it second place in terms of my favorite pistol. Not taking away from this, because I still love it. That's my home defense gun, and it stays loaded, 11 rounds, ready to roll, just in case something comes in through my door. So that's that. Now, favorite optic out of the two, the Holosun 407K and the Hex Dragonfly. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think it's a tie. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but I think it's a tie. There is something about the simplicity of the Hex Dragonfly. don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. For some reason, the Holosun 407K doesn't blow the Dragonfly away. It just doesn't. Yes, it's a little bit, you know, the dimming options and the battery, et cetera, it's on the side. And I have to admit, the Hex Dragonfly holds its own. It really does. You know, again, they're two different optics, and I know people are, you know, Holosun supposedly makes the better optic, but this Hex Dragonfly is nice and big. The dot is perfect for me. I mean, I don't really know, more or less, you know, let me turn this one on. There we go. So it's green. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see. Make it a little brighter. Okay, maybe you guys can see it now. There we go, it's green. By the way, I used one of those bore sights to sight the optic. It was the best thing I could have ever done. I don't know, everyone should own one. Because I was able to sight the pistols in under 5 minutes, which was really incredible. Didn't expect that to be so easy. Let's talk takedown really quick. I have not taken down the C75 P01 yet. I'm a bit intimidated by it, and the fact that it's so reliable the way it is, it's like, all right, you know what, let's put a few more rounds through it, and I'll take it down and clean it, you know, after a month or two from now. The Glock wins the category in terms of takedown. The X10 closely follows right after the CR920P, only because the compensator might get last. You know, right after the Springfield. The Springfield is actually fourth, and we're gonna go with the CR920. This is the last, it's last place because you have to remove the compensator to take the slide off. Not that that's a big deal, but it's an extra step that you don't have to go through. Whereas with this one, you got to take this off, and then boom, the slide comes right out. So I know that the CZ75 is probably going to be a little bit more complicated, but you know, that remains to be seen as of now. In terms of optics and lasers, again, this light, I don't know if it was worth me paying the extra money for the laser light combo. If anything, I would have just done the light instead of the laser light combo. You don't need a laser. I know it looks cooler and stuff like that, but it's a distraction, and it's an extra waste of money that, you know, you could be saving up for ammo. In terms of ammunition, I don't use plus P or anything of the sort. These guns have all fired all sorts of ammo. I did play around with the grains and the brands, so I don't know if that could contribute to some of the issues with the ammo and stuff. But yeah, again, this video was for the purpose of informing you guys and what my advice would be and what I feel. Of course, it's my opinion. You can take it with a grain of salt, and you can do, you know, you can come to your own conclusions. But that's just me explaining to you about these specific firearms and how they've treated me and how they've performed for me. And hopefully that'll help influence your purchases in the future. Thanks again. Subscribe and leave a like and leave a comment. Thank you.